Hi everyone. So I wanted to talk about the early years and how we can improve on using or utilizing the information or data that we collect in early years, in how we can improve learning, the teaching and learning in the classroom. So how we can use the evidences that we have for learning in improving the interactions, the lessons, activities that we have in the class. And one of the things that I wanted to show at this point, as we're starting our unit on science or how the world works, is the children's responses or the written responses or reflections on questions that they have or questions that they want to learn about, well, would be one of the first steps to help us get to know what they know or to assess their knowledge or their um, ideas about the topic. For my class, we are learning about matter. And to learn more about matter, we are going to be doing a series of experiments that are going to investigate the changes in matter, the states of matter, the characteristics of matter. And because there's a lot of the different things that I know that they know about matter, or I don't really know what they know about matter. So as a form of pre-assessment, we worked on just writing a KWL chart. So I'm giving you guys a tour of my classroom. And a KWL chart at this time gave me the different things that they know about matter. And in order to use that information about what the students know, we would need to be displaying. I feel like we have to be putting everything on display because children will respond better to the things that they see, and seeing their responses affirms or assures them that you really listen to their voices. Having this visual thinking tool about KWL, what we know, what we want to learn, and what we learned, is a visual reminder that their thinking is improving and that they can move forward with their learning. So after we did this one, what they know about matter, I also talked about the different characteristics of a scientist. And because I wanted to learn the scientific skills and strategies that the children already know and the children can already do, how familiar they are with the scientific method, so that we will be able to facilitate how to do the experiments in class. To accomplish this, we made posters of the parts of a good scientist. So they drew their own scientists. They did it in pairs. I wanted to do them. I wanted them to do it in small groups, but they just wanted to do it in pairs. So they worked. They paired off with a peer or the friend that they like, and then they put the different characteristics of a scientist. And this information that I gathered from their knowledge or pre-assessment information from what they know about being a good scientist is the jump off point as we discussed the scientific method. Now, so that one is about, for me, that was assessing the skills they are knowledgeable about before they can even apply their learning. And then the one for knowledge about our unit of inquiry, which is about matter. And okay, sorry, I'm moving around so much. So, okay, so it's about matter existing in different forms, which can be used and changed in different ways. So, after that KWL chart, the knowledge part that they wrote, I asked them to go on a matter walk and just start observing the different things that they can see around them. So it's a good thing because it rained the previous evening. So when they came in and observed around our surroundings, they saw the rain. They were looking for the rain. The grass was wet. The ground was wet. So there was some discussions about that, and a lot of them made observations that there are a lot of solids that we can see, and the liquids and the gases would need to be, like, they would need to be thinking hard about it. And from there, the information that I gathered from that pre-assessment, and you learn about what the children know about matter, you learn about what they can observe, how they can organize information. I was also using that one because if you will notice, the children organize their work in different ways. So even just from there, you can see the different things that they did to organize the work. So some did it in 2 rows, just 2 rows. Others were making boxes or charts. I have one that started with a table, and then another one that's just organizing how they drew it. This one was trying out like levels, vert, and then this one was trying out a table, but with more decorations. So just from this simple work, simple things that we collect in pre-assessment, different activities, there's a lot of information that we can already use and figure out where the students are at the moment. So and the key is to really, for me, I think I'm learning now, is to prioritize the skills, because our children in the early years are very young, and they will need a lot of guidance in developing their skills in order to become expert learners. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like all the tasks that we would do prior to, all the tasks that we would do step by step in our inquiry cycle as we are tuning in, finding out things. I would focus on the steps that or the skills that they would really perform. Next or last that I wanted to share is that this one. I asked the children on a sheet of paper to write down what they wanted to investigate or what questions. So after talking about the scientific method, each of the kids wrote questions about what they did or what they wanted to find out or what they wanted to experiment or to test. And from there, I grouped them based on similarities or interest, because some children were looking at ice, some children were looking at water, others were thinking about gas or steam. And that's what we did in coming up with our experiments. So this is the group that wanted to explore about gas, because they noticed in their mom and dad's cooking that the water turns to steam. This is the group that wanted to explore about ice, and I'm missing the one that wanted to explore about water, but there was one that wanted to explore water. This was about ice and how ice melted, because the other day we had a student who who hit her chin, and she got some ice from the office, and they were very interested in seeing ice melting. So just using the key experiences of the students, relating it to our unit of inquiry, has really helped me keep all this information in mind and use the information in order to move forward and progress with the unit, or how the unit is going to move in terms of inquiry. One of my bigger challenges, for example, is how do I now take note of everything? Because in our setup, we are trying to use Toddle to promote evidencing learning, and definitely I'm taking photos of their progress. I'm documenting and taking photos of their notes and the way that they're doing things. But I hope that that will be enough to really show them their progress and their way of thinking. And I know that it will not be, it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm hoping that these little changes of intentionally guiding the children to take note of their learning, write down their thoughts, and focus on the skills that they can do, will allow the students to develop even better. So that's it.